Omega.
Hey everybody, it's Benny One, and I'm back at you with another Bad Batch episode review, everybody. We're on freaking episode 8 already. It's called Reunion. This is crazy. We're already on episode 8 of this show, and I can't remember, there's 13 or 16 episodes, so we're either over halfway done or halfway done. I can't remember how many there are, but damn, it's kind of crazy. So, I like this episode a lot, actually, because Crosshair was back in it, because he'd been absent for like 3 or 4 episodes. So we left our Bad Batch crew on Braca, the graveyard for starships for the Republic, because that's where all the Jedi, starfighters and the clone trooper big starships and all that shit. It's the graveyard for them, and in our last episode, that's where our Bad Batch was, and it left off there with them getting noticed by the people that actually are kind of in charge and oversee the ship graveyard. So, and they alert the Empire, of course, about their presence there, and so we pick up with Crosshair, and they're getting ready to go get them, because they get alerted, and Crosshair tells them that it's the Bad Batch group, and he's like, you're gonna need to send more men with me. And then we go back to Braca, and the Bad Batch, Hunter and Wrecker and Tech and Alpha and Omega, they're all there, and they are like, so the armory and everything in this ship has over half of its supplies still, and they're like, we should actually take a lot of this stuff, because this would be more than enough money to pay back Sid for what Sid thinks that we owe her. And they're like, it's honestly more, if we took enough of this stuff, it's more than what we would owe Sid. It's enough that Sid would owe us. That's what Hunter says. So Hunter is like, we need to take a bunch of this stuff back, so then Sid owes us one, so they can pay off Sid, and then they can have Sid in their back pockets. So, and Alpha says that, we should have went with Rex and stuff, and Hunter's just like, he's on a different path right now than us, and it's not, because, and, Alpha's like, we're soldiers and stuff, and they're basically just trying to survive, because now that the Empire has taken over, they're on the run. They're fugitives, basically, against the Empire, so they're just trying to make it and survive. So, and of course they get the ship, some of the power resupplied back to the ship, so they can get the ammunition, the guns, the bombs, all that stuff, so they can take it back with them, so they can get, in good with Sid. And of course, Crosshair and his clone troopers show up, and then we get pretty much the second half of the episode is literally all about the Bad Batch trying to escape inside of this starship, and like the inner workings of the starship. At one point, they even end up inside of the engine of one of the starships, and they like end up having to blow the engine in half and everything while it's going, so they can just get away and shit. And a pretty crazy episode for sure. So, because Crosshair actually even gets hurt in this episode, from where the engine blast takes off, it actually like burns his face, and he's pretty messed up by the end of this episode. So, and when they first run into Crosshair, Omega is trying to tell him, like, she's like, I told you in the rec room that there's this chip in your head, and it's controlling you, and he's brainwashed because of the inhibitor chip. So, because the rest of the Bad Batch in our last episode got all of their inhibitor chips taken out, thanks to Rex, and so they don't have them anymore. But man, Crosshair is he's still gonna do whatever the Empire says that they want him to do, because of that damn inhibitor chip. I still think by the time this season is over, I think that Crosshair will get his inhibitor chip out, and I think he will rejoin the Bad Batch, because I just don't see them having him not be a part of the group entirely. I get why they're doing it now throughout the season to build tension because he was a part of their crew from day one, and it's weird for them to go up against one of their friends. So I could totally see them eventually having him get his inhibitor chip out. So yeah, and the episode is full of action. Like when they're trying to escape from Crosshair and the Empire clone troopers now, which I've noticed they got rid of all the colors and stuff with the different groups of the clones, and now they're straight just white clone troopers again, like they were in episode 2, the movie. So there's no distinguification between them or nothing. So yeah, it was very entertaining to watch them try and escape them inside of that ship. It was really cool. But the end of the episode, Hunter and Omega go back to where their ship is, where they're going to take off, and they notice that the clone troopers have already all been taken out, and they're like, what happened here? And there's a ship there, and a door opens, and it's a character from the Clone Wars, people. Cad Bane, the bounty hunter. Oh, I was like, get the hell out of here. Awesome shit. I love Cad Bane from the Clone Wars. Oh, I love him. Awesome bounty hunter character. And he shoots freaking Hunter, and he stuns Omega. And he takes off with Omega, and Hunter is hurt and down and wounded. And the Bad Batch go get him, and yeah, that's where our episode left off. So another solid episode of the Bad Batch, people. It was good to see Crosshair back. It was great to see Crosshair back. And the friction between him and his former buddies and friends. Good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Thanks for watching, and I'll be catching you on the tube later because I have spoken.